Welcome everybody to our coach call, and we are combining teams. And tonight, I am just very excited to welcome everybody to the call. Tonight, we are talking about the top tips of the top 10 Beachbody coaches, and this is drawn from a session we had in Cancun over the Success Club trip, and fortunately somebody bootlegged a video of that and I snagged it. So, there was just some awesome information in there, and it's just really great to see some of the top leaders at Beachbody and to see exactly what their lives are like. And just overall, I just saw that they are everyday people. They're just like you and I, and they've found a sweet spot, and they've really kind of, developed a sense of consistency and of knowing themselves, and have definitely made a huge impact on their own lives and their families' lives. And, that is just the result of how many people that they have helped. Before we get kind of started into the meat of the call, let's just do a quick round of intros, because I know that there are a couple people here, or at least one person here, who's here for the very first time. Just so everybody knows who we are, we can just say where we're from, how long we've been a coach, and we should have some sort of icebreaker question. Man, any ideas for an icebreaker question?
Favorite superpower.
Favorite superpower. All right. I will go ahead and model for it. I live in Chicago, and I've been a coach almost 5 years. And my favorite superpower would be, well, I'd like to say X-ray vision, but I don't know if that's appropriate.
That would be an immediate regret.
Is that inappropriate? No? Okay. When I was a kid, I always dreamed, like I would have vivid dreams about breathing underwater. So I'll go with that. How about over to Chad?
I'm Chad. I am calling from Vermont. And I've been a coach since October. So not quite a year yet. And I don't know, superpower, I'm kind of torn, because I have always said I wanted it to be flying so I can get anywhere I wanted to quickly, but I also think it'd be really cool to be able to walk through walls. So, it's kind of a toss-up, but I'm probably going to go with flying. So.
Nice. The walking through walls and the X-ray vision thing might kind of work together.
Right. Exactly.
Pete?
Yeah, I'm Pete. I'm calling from, warm Lynchburg, Virginia. Sorry, Chad. And been a coach for 13 months. And superpower, I would say, I don't know, super hearing. I don't know, because it goes along with sound and all my ability there. So, I don't know. Just need to improve it.
Excellent. Chantal?
I'm Chantal. I'm from California. Been coach, it'll be 2 years next month. And probably have to go with flying also, because I am in the car way too much. I would have so much extra time if I could fly.
Love it. Jason?
Hey guys, I'm Jason. I'm from Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. Been a coach for about 15 months. And my favorite superpower I'm just now blanking out on is the ability to speak and translate any language.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's good. That's good. Nice. David?
Hi, I'm David. I'm in Chicago. I've been a coach since February. I was going to say flight, but the more I think about it, my favorite superpower would be mind reading.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That's another dangerous one, man.
Right?
Oh yeah, it's more dangerous than X-ray vision for sure.
Right.
Miguel?
Hi guys, I'm Miguel. I am from Puerto Rico, Chicago, and now Florida. I've been a coach, I think, November, I think. But then something happened in my life, personal life, that I had to kind of take a little break, and now I'm back again. I would say like a week ago. In terms of superpowers, I'm sorry to copycat, but I would say always like flying. So I'm literally right now I'm flying because I'm a flight attendant right now. So I'm flying almost every day.
You're essentially a superhero. That's what.
Yes. Coffee, tea, or me.
I love it. And Jeff?
Hey, I'm Jeff. I am now residing in the lovely Austin, which is like 90 degrees recently. It's been hot.
Sweet.
And I've been a coach for it'll be 3 years in August. And my superpower would be mind control.
Ooh.
Because I would turn all these no's into yeses.
Excellent. Well, when they come out with the next Avengers movie, I know who they're going to cast. They got us.
Speaking of casting, real quick, Michael, I did the 21-day Fix Extreme ab workout today, and there is a guy in the back left corner, stage right, actually, if you will. He looks exactly like you with tattoos. And I was like, when the hell did Michael get a tattoo? Why didn't I know he's in the 21-day Fix video?
Yeah. I'm keeping that under wraps, guys. Sorry,
Yeah.
blew my cover. That's crazy. I don't have the Fix Extreme yet. But I'll have to buy it.
It hurt. It hurt a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, hey, so the topic for tonight is, like I said earlier, the tips from the top 10 coaches in the company. And I posted a YouTube link to the video for that. And I guess just to kind of start off, let's just kind of check in to see who here has had a chance to watch the video. And if you haven't, that's okay, but just make sure that you're taking notes as well. So I was there. So I didn't watch the video. I got to be honest. I did not watch the video, but I was there.
You could have reviewed.
Has anybody else seen the video yet?
Yeah.
I saw part of it.
Okay.
I have 7 pages of notes.
I just hit play and realized how long it was, so no, I didn't see it.
I know. I take some responsibility for that. My intention was to get all this going earlier in the week to help everybody have more time to do it, and I didn't do it. So maybe if you have the magic powers of watching an hour video like the day before, that would be a superpower. That is okay, because actually I think Pete could probably just recite it back verbatim because his notes are so amazing. But if you don't have a notes to take with yet, go ahead and pull those out because you're definitely going to want to take notes on this. I know I did. I have them on my phone, so I'll be checking them on my phone. Is there anyone here who doesn't know like what it means to be a top 10 coach?
I don't know.
I guess to kind of start with that.
I know I'm not that.
Did everybody say what they have or
No.
no? Okay, yeah. So what that means is that these are the coaches at Beachbody who have accrued the most what are called elite points. And you get those by a few different ways. Number one is by the number of challenge packs that you sell. Number two is the number of coaches on your team that achieve Success Club. And then number three is the number of accumulated team volume points that your entire team makes over the span of the entire year. So there are specific caps on each one of those categories that qualify you for a ranking called Elite, which is super cool, and Beachbody gives you lots of great swag and treats you like a VIP if you're Elite. I think last year there were like 200 elite coaches. I think it was about 200 or so. But when it comes down to the very top, there are a lot of coaches who max out on all of these points and, they exceed the caps. So when determining the top 10 Beachbody coaches, they remove those caps and they see, who has achieved the most points in each of these categories. So all top 10 Beachbody coaches from this last year were women.
Oh.
Yeah, incredible.
Must be stopped.
Chantal, we're counting on you. But there's kind of an ebb and flow, and I think that no matter who you are, and if you're a man or a woman or young or old, or it doesn't really matter, because I think that the tips that they shared can be applied to anybody, and if you use it, then you're going to do better than where you are right now. So I suppose let's do this. So I'll go ahead and read a couple points, and if anybody has anything to add to that, feel free to chime in, and then Pete, how about you and I can tag team with that? Sounds good. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start. The first one is from the number one coach, Melanie Mitro, and what I got from her, basically they're answering these questions of what must a coach do, what must you not do, and if you could redo it all over again, what would you do? Those were the three questions that they were posed. So the first one, what you must do, Melanie Mitro said, read The Slight Edge. Is there anybody here who has read The Slight Edge? Yes, it's an awesome, awesome book. I highly recommend it also. And then what she said, don't waste time looking around at what everybody else was doing and the shiny objects. And she defined the shiny objects of avenues to promote the business. She said, instead of chasing a bunch of different ways to promote your business, just pick one area to really develop a lot of strength in.
As in a niche market? Is that what you're referring to?
I think she was referring more to like social media platforms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she said if she could redo something, she would redefine what failure meant. In the beginning, she really felt like she held back by failure, and she thought it took her too long for her to realize that failure was actually not the enemy. That is Melanie Mitro. Pete, you want to continue us with Lindsay?
Yes, let's see. She said the must-dos was to work on yourself first, and never settle, but continue to grow. You focus on your strengths and talents and not like your weaknesses. So if you're good at something, focus on that. Eventually, the other stuff will come up, in time. Let's see. Don't do this. Let's see. Couldn't help somebody like to basically motivate them. Like you can only believe in somebody so much, I think was the gist of what she was saying. So, in do-overs, I think I was interrupted when I got to that part, so my notes are lacking right there. So, Michael.
I don't think she really said much about do-overs, but about helping for, she did say that she learned that you can't help people who don't want it for themselves. Like you can't want something for somebody else. They have to want it. And I know that's a big lesson. Even if they look like they want it, if they're not doing it, it means they don't want it.
Someone said can I chime in?
Yeah.
My unwanted 2 cents in?
No, very much wanted.
I was listening to some call, or maybe it was like a Monday morning wake-up call or something a while back when someone said something that just made so much sense and was so simple, and it was something to the effect of like, focus on the people who want to be part of what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I think so many of us get so wrapped up in the I'm honing in on this group and I need to make it work for this group, instead of let me just bring as many people as I can into my circle, and then those who want to be part of it will shine out, and you're just gonna have so much of an easier time if you just expand yourself to cover more people that want to do what you're doing. So to your point, Pete, or to I guess Lindsay's point, it's actually just forgot her point because I'm rambling a little bit. It's if you want when you find those people who actually want to take part in what you're doing, it's so much easier than having to convince somebody that this is the right thing for you to do.
Jeff's talking, but you're muted.
I said, I think you just convinced me, Jason, by holding a knife in your hand while you made that point.
That's an impressive knife.
I'm going to start doing that.
My friend.
That's a knife.
Don't hurt yourself.
That's a knife. This is a knife.
I love it. Cool. Next is Lori Stewart. Stu, believe in yourself. Invest in yourself to fill you up. And then what she would redo is, she said she would come out as a coach early. Which I love what she said. I mean, I think she was a coach for a while, but she didn't tell anybody that she was a coach. And I think that's a really important thing for people to know, because if they're looking for a coach, then they want to look to you. Now, I'm just going to throw in my 2 cents about that, because I see people kind of coming out as coaches in good ways and also in really annoying ways. And I think one of the things that I identify with this, because one of the things that held me back from kind of coming out as a coach was because I saw a lot of people doing it in a way that I didn't like and I just didn't identify with. So what I wanted to avoid was posts like, hey everybody, I'm a Beachbody coach and you should buy things from me, and here's the link below if you can buy things from me. Shouldn't you do that? Because you really need to get healthy and fit, because you're not. Buy things. And I mean, I was like, ugh, I don't want to do that at all. I mean, it just doesn't work. So I kind of hid for a while as a coach, and then I saw other people who were actually like sharing value, who were sharing about what their workouts were, what they were reading, what they were eating. They were sharing how the people in their challenge groups were making progress, and the community was awesome. Like, it was actual value, interesting content. And, it was within that context that these other people kind of came out as a coach. And that's definitely something that I feel like is a better model, at least for me. So I don't know if anybody else here has any thoughts about what it means to come out as a coach, or what you've thought about that.
I think that it's important to be confident in that what you are doing is a good thing. If you think that you're a salesman, then people are going to think that you're a salesman. If you're here to help people and to offer your guidance and experience to change their lives, improve their health and wellness, why would you not be completely confident about throwing it out there? So, and I was when I started, I still kind of waver back and forth a little bit, but when I started, it was very much a thing. Like, I wouldn't say that I was a coach because I was afraid there was a negative connotation, because I saw a lot of sales out there. And I was afraid that people were gonna push back. But when I kind of embraced it, and I was like, listen, some people aren't gonna like it, but there are others that are gonna be even more attracted to that fact, just because you're not some schmo on the street. You're somebody who actually is doing this for a good reason. And when you can embrace that and be confident about it, I think it's gonna go a lot farther.
Rock on. Listen to what Jason says.
Everyone's got to agree at every single point.
Cool. Pete, you want to pick up with the next one?
Let's see, it was Amy, whatever her last name is. I just wrote first names down.
Amy Silverman.
That's it. So, let's see, must-dos. Well, she, a lot of them kept on repeating, because it was like self first, be out there, you have to be about your business, to live out loud, be true to yourself, let other people into your life. Like, so it's not like a separate, okay, this is my business, this is my personal life. It's basically, this is you. Let's see. And then, like, everybody needs to know you're doing it. You need to be all in, not just halfway in. It's a career, so you need to act like it, So, let's see. Just like, get to your sweet spot. So she said she used to watch what a lot of other coaches did, but she's like, be true to yourself. Like, basically put the blinders on and just do what you have to do. So let's see. You can get your story out there was one point she made, where I was like, I was kind of like, okay, I need to like share my story more. Like, okay, how did I even get to this point in my life and where I need to go back? She's like, you got to get your story out there so people know and can identify with you. Let's see, and then help coaches exceed in their business, or basically by personal growth to set as a priority, book self-help, and then apply the self-help that you're in personal development that you're actually reading. Just don't check it off your list. Like, I did it, do-over moments. I know she said frustration, and partly she said stop holding everybody's hand. It's like the other coaches and people need to own what they're doing, and you can't just hold okay, now go do this and go do that. So, see, and she wished she started talking about the business sooner and presented the whole business opportunity to people and not just like challenge facts. So I think that was it. Did I cover everything?
That's what I got too. Yeah.
Good.
In the history of knowing Amy from like the very beginning of her starting, she has only, I think, posted something about joining a challenge pack group of hers twice. Just FYI. Like, she's never advertised about it other than that. And she has a lot of really unique stuff. Like, just to kind of give you an idea where she came from, she would post pictures like with her camera like this, right, covering her face in front of like a bathroom mirror or whatever, and showing her body, which is a typical girl move or a McBride move. And so she would do that forever, and then it became more things about her tattoos and her doing yoga outside or hiking and going picking for vegetables and doing a lot of car videos. Like, I'm in the car, I'm motivated, I'm going to talk and do this video, and that's her niche. That's what she's been doing for the last last maybe year or two, year and a half, which made her so successful.
And I just saw last week she added 29 personally sponsored coaches. 1 week. And she's been averaging, between like 15 and 30 every single week this year.
Wow.
So definitely one to watch. Not necessarily copy, but watch her. Next, we have Melissa McAllister. And she's been a coach for a long time, like, I don't know, 6 years, maybe 7 years. And she said things to do, recruiting. She said it's a numbers game. You talk to 1,000 people. This makes 100 customers, which means maybe 10 coaches, and out of that, 1 diamond coach. It's and she talked about the story with her and her husband. Her husband was, or is, I don't know if he still is, in car sales. And her husband, kept saying it's a numbers game. You just have to talk to lots and lots of people. And Melissa kept saying, no, it's all about relationship. I need to form friendship bonds with every single person and nurture them so that eventually they'll come to realize what an awesome opportunity this was. And she kind of came to a point where she realized that in a way they were both right, but she had kind of been neglecting the number side and insulating herself from talking to more and more people. So over the last few years, she has a huge Instagram following. Like, I think it's over 170K right now. And I mean, she's just expanded the network that she's talking to so much, and I think that's been a huge benefit for her. She said, always bring in new people. Don't rely on just the people who are here to go to work. Just keep bringing in fresh people. Be bold and ask that person you're afraid of asking. Almost every one of us has got to have at least one person in our lives where we're like, they would make an awesome coach, but I'm terrified of asking them, for whatever reason. And she just said, be bold. Just go ahead and ask. And then the last thing that I had for her is just share how your life is better. Share how your life is better, with your fitness. Share how your life is better, just in general with your life, finances, community, friendship, traveling, personal enrichment, just on all these levels. What we're doing is we're leading ourselves first in how to make our own lives better with these great tools, and then just sharing it. So those who are ready for that, join in the fun. So that's what I had for Melissa.
The next was Anita, whatever her last name was.
Myron. Anita Myron.
That's it. Hey, I got first names. Come on. they started changing up the question because they realized it was all repetitious, getting a lot of the same answers. So they asked what key learnings they, were doing as a coach, and basically what am I passionate about as a coach? And she's like, let's see, I'm not. She was comparing herself with other coaches, like I'm not them. I'm never gonna make it, and basically creating like self-doubt, where basically you need to share your story, not mold yourself into somebody else's mold as a coach, and stop cutting yourself down. She said that, and just basically share what made you who you are today. Be you. Or she said be me, but to apply it to you guys, be you. So, and let's see, basically use your story to help change others, and believe in yourself. Share your story. Basically, she referenced people being technical experts, that they've gone to school, they've learned a subject, they've learned things, but you can actually become an accidental expert through your life experiences and being relatable to people by what you've experienced. Crucial moments, she said, let's see, where she was basically being somebody she wasn't. She needed to share more of where she came from to do personal development, to share about her past and every aspect of her life, not just the Beachbody program or health, because people are going to relate to you more than those areas.
Awesome.
Next.
Awesome. Next, we have Carly Del Carlo, and she talked about how she waited longer than she should have to start recruiting her first non-challenger coach. And this is, I think, a really interesting conversation that kind of goes around a lot. Like, where do coaches come from? Do they come from your challenge groups? Like, do they start with the fitness programs and, see coaching as an opportunity to, maintain their own fitness and encourage those around them to be, healthy and fit? And that's definitely one area where I think the majority of coaches do come from. However, let's not neglect the fact that coaching is a business as well, and that there are people who are interested in developing a business and having a business that they can be, the boss of and control and have, that kind of freedom and opportunity. So having people come in through the business side, and of course, they would be involved in the fitness side as well, because that's what we do. We share what we're doing, but there are multiple avenues. So she actually didn't start recruiting her first non-challenger coach until later, and she worked a lot on how to keep the business opportunity, what she called non-icky. Which I didn't get many notes about specifics about how that wasn't icky, but I know that a lot of it was basically talking about her own story, and just being very personal and just talking about the opportunity that it's created for her and for her family. And that's something that, I would love to, even have a whole other coach call about as well. That's Carl.
All right, next was Brittany, and she talked about building a community on her team, and basically a mindset, like a training mindset of what she wanted to establish on her team. Like, what do you want your team to look like? So, and to practice that, and it's not like, don't think about like the ranks and the money, but what community do you want to form on your team that's going to strengthen your team? So and she said it was like a challenge to, it's a challenge to create community on your team, but you have to have vision to go after it and be that example for your team too. So you mentioned like if somebody failed like in their challenge, doing their workouts, that sometimes people feel like they failed and they can't be part of the team, but you still need to kind of include them that, hey, you can get back up and do it, start where you're at and keep going. So, let's see. And basically she was like, what am I trying to accomplish on the team? Like, basically you have to be thoughtful for what you want for structure. So, key learning things that she mentioned, that she tracking her business behavior, so that she can reflect on it either each month or each week of what she needs to do, self-evaluation to measure her performance, so that, hey, I'm lacking here, I need to do better in this area, to make small changes from week to week or month to month in her business, and to see where she's falling short to, step it up. And she also said to believe in her coaches too. So even if they don't believe in themselves, just to like share that with them. So.
Right on. I believe in you guys.
Thanks, Michael.
Next is Micah Folson, and two big things that jumped out to me about hers. The first thing is consistency. You just have to be consistent, and whatever frequency that means for you, you can define that yourself. But make sure you're consistent. With posting, with sharing about a consistent message. As long as you're consistent, people develop trust with you. And then the second is set business hours. And I know that's a huge thing that I've struggled with for a long time, and it kind of comes and goes, but I can definitely say that when I have business hours set and I respect them, things go much better.
Mm-hmm.
Much better. So that's definitely something that, it's not hot and sexy to set business hours, but if you're interested in making progress, that's what you got to do. Clock in, clock out. Treat it like a job.
Yep.
My business hours are currently 25 hours a day.
Where'd you get the extra hour?
Overlaps every day.
Exactly.
So what if you have a set time that you're gonna be making phone calls to people just to to follow up with maybe ordering a challenge pack or talk about coaching opportunity, and you have your time schedule, but that doesn't fit theirs, and say that they're always at work or they're always doing something during your time schedule, what would you do?
Well, me personally, I would I would try to still schedule a time that might be outside of my own business hours, for like special things. I have some evenings free that I'm not having rehearsals or whatever. So like I wouldn't try to schedule like 5 hours all at once, but it's like a 15-minute call here or there. I have done that before. I think a lot of it depends on kind of where you are in your business and how choosy you can be in the moment. If you have people like banging down your door asking to give you money and buy challenge packs, then you can be like, you know what? I only have time to talk to 3 of you, and I'll do it from 1 to 2 p.m. Who can do that? But I mean, not everybody's in that situation, and I think you have to kind of find what's reasonable for you and your life and your partner. That's my personal answer. Anybody else have an answer for that?
No, I think you're right. I think it's all about being reasonable. I mean, in any situation where you have a customer that's trying to be catered to, there has to be some modicum of like, here's where I draw the line somewhere. So I guess it would vary for every person, but and I'm a hypocrite for saying this, but you have to kind of draw your line in the sand, knowing that the majority of everyone that you're going to deal with is going to be on one side of that line. And if you want to step on the other side for that one person every now and then, you can do that. But I think it's about establishing those boundaries, because otherwise you're opening yourself up to, working 25 hours a day, and then you're just going to go insane. And then it's like, why are we doing it in the first place?
Yeah. I think that also goes for the fact of, if you work with people who have bought a challenge pack, or who have like put some skin in the game, and then if there are people who you're working with who have not purchased anything from you, how much time do you invest, and do you make bigger allowances for them? And like Jason said, I think you have to kind of draw your own line and what makes sense for you in your life, and keep the priority of, like, the whole reason you're doing this is just because you're trying to create a better, higher quality of life for yourself and your family.
Yeah. I mean, I even went so far as to kind of announce that on Facebook, but not in like saying it as far as like a business way, but just to let everyone know that, I turn off technology at 7, because that's the time, that's family time, and since I started doing that, nobody tries to contact me after that. And so that way, at least they know if they need to get a hold of me, they need to do it before 7. So that way, if they need to talk about business, if they have questions about coaching or about, food or fitness or whatever, they get it in before 7. So that way I know they're respecting my time, and that way I respect my husband's time as well. So I find that to be a really good way to balance it. So I didn't announce it like, these are my work hours, this is when you can contact me. That way they know, all the way across the board. That's what I set up. So
yeah, Chad, I think you did it really nicely too. The way you phrased it, it was like, this is family time. I mean, that's basically, it was really considerate and polite, and people can get it because they all need their time too.
Exactly. It's all about having balance.
Right.
That post got a lot of engagement too. I saw it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And people engaged with it and liked it because they kind of felt that yearning for balance in their own lives as well. So I think, I respect you so much for that.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. Cool. So business hours. Yeah, and that's what I got from Micah. Is that the last one?
No, there's one more. Alyssa, she was the last one.
Oh yeah, Showmaker.
It was like keys to success. It was like, keep it simple, basically the 3 vital behaviors. She's like, training systems are basically fluff, but really to just like improve yourself and share what you're learning with other people. Own yourself, and your business will grow. How to keep it simple, basically track your business. The power of 3, basically invite, share, which is doing your coaching in groups, and then self would be the fitness and personal development. She's like, the do's: don't miss your workouts, share your business, personal development, time management, and don't be afraid of failure. So.
Well, there are definitely some themes that come throughout all 10 of these, and I guess I was just so surprised how consistent their messages were. but it's just really great reinforcement for, what many of us already know. And, just to know that with consistency, then, there's growth there. Does anybody else have any other comments or questions? I thought maybe, we could take a couple minutes and do a little open Q&A.
Michael, can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead, Colleen.
Hi, Michael. As you know, I've been out of commission with the knee, but I'm like finally pain-free. Yay.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Which is wonderful. My last PT's Thursday. Yesterday I ordered my 21-day fix. I know he's been waiting for me to do it.
That's awesome. You're gonna love it.
And I was so mad. I thought the call was at 9 instead of 8, so I apologize for coming in late. Dummy me looked at the Eastern time. But anyway, so I'm gonna, and I saw my shipment shipped, so I should be getting it in a few days. So I'm very excited. What do you have coming up then for starting next week?
For challenge groups, we've got,
Yeah, to help me get back into it too.
yeah, starting Sunday. We've got several people who are ready to start on Sunday.
Okay.
Good timing.
So give me whatever I need to jump in.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. We got you. I'm so excited.
Please and thank you. I'm very excited and motivated.
Good. Well,
And Summit's motivating me.
Sorry, say it again?
So I'm excited about that too.
Awesome. Welcome back.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, I just have to say about Super Saturday, like I actually did one here in Lynchburg, which I was actually shocked there actually was one here. But there was like 5 of us coaches and, basically different teams, but they're like, yeah, our challenge groups, you're like so dead and not involved. And I was basically like, okay, this is what we're doing. And it's like, awesome. So I was able to share about the ramp, and they're like, so you just do a chat? And I was like, and they're like, never thought about that before. And they're like, so it was kind of like 2 of the coaches that were there, they're like, I was like, oh, you know Heather? And they're like, yeah, she goes to my church. And I'm like, I go there too. And they're like, really? So it was a good, Super Saturday for this first one I've ever gone to too. So I didn't have to drive that far. So it was kind of nice.
Yeah, our challenge group is kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum from dead.
Thank goodness.
Yes, good stuff. Well, cool. Let's go ahead and call it a night then. I want to thank you, each person, for just being here. I know we've got a lot to do, and just the fact that you showed up just really speaks volumes for who you are and what you're up to. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on our YouTube channel and share it with you guys so that you can share it with your teams as well. And for this week, I guess we've been doing like little assignments. Man, we should have an assignment this week. Let's see. Well,
do you have one?
Find your strength and grow.
Invite.
Invite, share, and self.
Yeah, we're at the end of the month. So, inviting, kind of focusing on inviting so that you have a better chance of hitting Success Club is probably a really good time to focus on that. So, how's that sound?
Good.
Amazing.
Invite. So that's what, 3 invitations a day, at least?
Please.
Cool. All right. Good. And then next week we'll report back and see who hit Success Club.
Michael, before you go, what is the name of that book that read Edge.
Oh,
I didn't get
The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson.
Slight Edge.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, flash it, baby.
Planning and plotting how I'm going to share this on social media. I think I've got an idea for tomorrow. Yeah, if you hit Success Club, you get cool things like Beachbodyopoly.
Isn't this month's a Charlene bobblehead?
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. All right,
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. And thanks to Pete also for helping Coley. That was awesome. Your strengths are shining.
Thanks, Michael.
Awesome. All right. Have a good night, everybody. See you
Thanks,
soon.
Michael. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.